95.3 The Range. It is 9:07:79 at the High Five. Coming up right after this, we're going to talk about a very special Country Jam radio show tonight on 95.3 The Range. Matt Hillyer, The Price of Love. I feel like
cool. It's like I know it's being played, but I seldom actually get to hear it. You know what I mean? Like I'll turn on the station and be waiting. You know.
You know what? You ever want to know when it's going to play? I can tell you the times.
Yeah,
I
dude,
have all the times of your songs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe once or twice because it'd be a nice feather to have in the old cap just to turn on the radio. You know.
Yeah. You know what? How about after we get off the air, I'll give you. I'll go get all the times for the rest of the day and tomorrow.
Cool. That's cool. It's just it's a cool thing to be able to do because it's just I'll never get used to that. You know what I mean? Turn. For some people, radio may be a medium, which I don't actually believe this, but for some people, radio may be a medium that they don't always go to anymore. There are people skeptics who sit there and say that radio is just as much on the outs as CDs. I don't believe it either because it's free and not everybody can do Pandora or whatever the hell
and
else.
Here's what I tell the guys, about Pandora or iTunes or any of those other things.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. The reason people keep coming back to radio is the personal touch.
Yeah.
It's the connection that the listener makes with a jock or the listener makes with an artist like yourself. Through the radio that they can't get on Pandora.
And you don't know what you're going to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. So, I mean, I'm a big believer in it, but there are those folks who, I don't know. But I'm also the same kind of guy who still wants to pick up a vinyl record and look, and that's how I feel like I bought some music. When I'm at home, I seldom would ever go and pick up a CD, but I got records that I listen to,
You still need to come do Wax Track sometime, Brett.
I would love to. Yeah, man.
And we'll let you pick out your best vinyl tunes.
You record it, yeah?
Yeah.
So what time?
We do that Friday mornings at 11 o'clock.
Okay. I can do that sometime.
Yeah. Now, next week I'm going to be in Nash Vegas, so we're not going to do one next week.
Is that the Americana Music?
Yeah.
I need to get up there and do that.
I'm going to be there Wednesday through Saturday. Oh, somebody messaged me. I don't have time to look at it right now. Let me see who it was. Oh, it's my wife. Okay. She's just able to change the mail and all the banking stuff online. This moving thing is tough.
You're moving from Keller?
Oh, hang on. We'll talk. $95.3 The Range, Price of Love. That is Matt Hillyer, and that is off the solo project.
We were just talking about it off air. I never get over that feeling. It's cool to know that radio's been so supportive, but anytime I actually hear it being played on the radio, I feel like a child.
Well, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. It's great to see the new digs. I hadn't been up here yet.
Yeah, you do your show from Love and War, so you don't really have a chance to trek up here anymore. You used to when you first started the show. You were doing it in the studio downstairs, right?
Yeah, and listen, that was a ridiculous situation. I mean, we would take phone calls, and 7 o'clock is an interesting time to be taking phone calls from some of the KHY listenership. Right about happy hour, people are pretty happy. But we
can you play a song?
Say, man, hey, man. You gonna get that song, man. That's awesome, man. That's cool. I speak that language.
Yeah.
I'm no stranger to that.
I've spoken a time or two.
Yeah.
I think as you get older, though, you speak it less and less. Especially when you have kids. and you don't want your kids to see you speak in that language.
Perhaps, but you're isolated here, Chuck. Like, well, I got to get out there with my people.
No, mine is I've got a wife.
Ah, well, yeah. My wife, she tries that, and I don't know. I mean, it goes back to 7th grade when I first, maybe 4th grade really, when I first heard the words, "He has a lot of potential. He just doesn't apply himself." Yeah. Okay.
My wife makes all the money, so I have to.
Yeah, no,
I have to listen. Because
I have no idea what you're talking about, Chuck. Because I make so much money in the music business.
Well, you got 3 bands.
Right.
Come on.
Oh yeah, we're raking it in.
You're making mills.
Oh
man,
yeah,
mills.
exactly.
You got the solo project, Matt the Cat Trio, and 1100 Springs.
It's all about the Washingtons.
I'm surprised you don't have a 4th gig going on somewhere.
I'm working on it.
Working on it.
Yeah.
DJ Matty Matt.
Yeah, wait, Country Jam Radio is my 4th gig.
Okay, there you go.
Uh-huh.
Being a DJ. Let's talk about and I almost feel like it's like a very special episode of Webster or something. It's like a very special Country Jam Radio.
Well, okay, so some folks in the Metroplex, and I'm guessing a lot, would probably remember our friend Kat Vickers. She was one of the original hosts, and I guess I can say it now because she doesn't do that anymore, and it's she was on the Wolf whenever they used to do the front porch. I'm sorry I said it.
You said a bad word.
I did say a bad word. I apologize for uttering it on these airwaves. But I say this much. In those days, there was just as you know, there was only a handful of people that were on the air trying to play this type of music and make it grow. And she was one of them. She didn't only just do that. She would book shows, and just was involved in Texas music, and has always been a friend to Texas music and Texas musicians since those days. Which, so her house burned up. Her and her grandmother live in this house, and they burned up and lost pretty much everything that she has. And I have to give credit. I'm on the air right now talking about it, but I really got to give a lot of credit to Max Stalling, because Max Stalling and Mark David Manders really were the ones that kind of came up with the brainchild to say, hey, and call me up and say, hey, what do you think about this? We're trying to do something for these folks who are like family to us, and who've really helped us along when we were just barely starting. What can we do? Do you think we can do something on the radio, on your show? And I said, well, of course. I mean, I've been thinking about trying to do it, but as you say, I've got 3 different bands, radio show, and I'm trying
You're in all different directions. And kids.
Right, and school just started, but I'm trying to figure out how to schedule something up, and so I figured somebody was going to step up and say, we got to do something here. And when Max called me up, we really just kind of mobilized to put everything together, and the good folks at Love and Warren, Texas, were kind enough to help us with this. And I think it's going to be a really cool night, and they got basically what it is. It's just like any other radio show that we do on Wednesday nights at Love and Warren, Texas, in Plano, except that we're trying to raise some money. I'm sure there'll be like a suggested donation to get in, which is. That's something you can either do or not. Just come out and support. Really, I'm sure it's just going to be one of those things, that equally as much as trying to raise money, I'm sure that Kat would love to see people and just get some love in this situation.
But you're also going to do a raffle and silent auction, too.
Yeah.
So I was looking through the items, because you posted this on my Facebook earlier this morning, and of course, I've got it set up so I have to approve things, and obviously anything you post, I'm going to approve anyway.
Oh, shucks.
But, I mean, the thing that got me is you got the Roger Staubach signed football, which dates back to when the Cowboys actually mattered. Right?
Before the scandals?
Before the...
sorry.
Before the 0-5 start of the season.
Before the news scandal. Yeah. Well, you know what? We got to love our Cowboys. That's the problem with... I'm not going to get into that.
That's the problem with Cowboys fans. We have it the toughest because you actually have to love a team like this, the way they perform.
Well, you better, man, because remember before the dynasty of the '90s, we were 0-14, and anyway, that's another story. But yeah, we got a Roger Staubach signed football. Max Stalling is donating a Budweiser Neon. He's also donating a signed guitar. There's merch packages from various artists. There's Tommy Alverson's family gathering, 3-day passes to that. LJT donated some. 2 3-day passes to Rhymes and Vines, which if you haven't done that,
it's great.
Yeah,
I love Rhymes and Vines. I love camping out there.
Yeah, and a lot of folks that can't quite handle the pandemonium of the LJT major festival.
The Texas Music Festival Chili Cook-Off. Yeah.
Swear by the rhymes and vines. And there's Olith kids boots that have been donated.
Some guy named Max Stalling signed a guitar.
Right, exactly. So there's lots of stuff to bid on. Also, there's going to be performances, obviously, by myself. Max and Heather Stalling are going to be playing. Mark David Manders, Kevin Deal, Houston Marchman, Jay Johnson, Dave Thomas, and Troy Cartwright. And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you just have some folks hanging around who would hop up on stage. It really will be just a great time. So, and if you can't make it, to donate or help out tonight, there's a Give Forward page that you can just donate, and that is amazing to me because people, you don't know what you're going to get. You put it out there, and we're just trying to help somebody out, and I think it's raised up to or over $2,500 is the last time I looked, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
But I'll say this much, even though that's really good, I've been in that situation where my house has burned up before, and you just can't fathom. Even if insurance is covering it, that you're being displaced like that is just there's no way to describe it. It's just terrible.
You said they lost everything. What about donations of clothing or other items that they may need? Is anybody doing something with that?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I haven't heard anything about donating that, but I know that plenty of funds have been raised at this point, and it's a beautiful thing. But I'm sure that every little bit helps, and the more the merrier. Because like I say, I've been in that situation, and been put out of the house by a fire that we had at our house, and it's just I wouldn't wish that on anybody, even if the most important thing, as we all know, is that they're safe. They're safe, and you can move forward from this, but it sure is. It's just like somebody walking over and kicking over your ant pile, and you got to scramble to put everything back together. So, and this is a family. This whole Texas music scene is really, we've been in trouble before, and everybody's always come through for us. So, it's the least we can do.
So you're going to break the format a little bit tonight. Instead of doing music the first half and then doing the song swap type thing, it's going to be the full 2 hours. Right?
Yeah, I imagine that we might come on at the top of the 7 o'clock hour and play a couple of recorded songs, but then just to get situated. But the rest of it is pretty much going to be. Well, there might be during changeover we might do little interviews or play a couple of songs, but. Other than that, it's just a whole lot of live music that's going to be happening, and it is free to get in. But I'm sure that it's suggested if you feel it, you can make a donation for sure. So.
Before you leave here today, we'll get a link and we'll post that on the KHYI website where people can make their donations.
Yeah.
To the Pay It Forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Give Forward, and it's on my Facebook as well. The Give Forward. I hadn't posted up this morning yet, but I will, so you'll be able to find it nice and easy. But I'm sure if you scroll down and you wanted to give some money to these folks, that you certainly can. It's easy to find. It's the Cat and, if you search Give Forward Cat and Granny Vickers, Granny with IE, it should pop right up, but I'll post it again.
All right, 7 o'clock tonight, Love and War, Texas, Plano. Let's get you got the guitar in hand, so let's get you to do something for us. Give us a little taste of what folks are going to get tonight.
I'm trying to think. You already played Price of Love, and you already played Little Less Whiskey, and I'm trying to think.
How about These Old Bones guitar?
Okay, then. Should I swing this mic around?
Nah,
no?
It's good right where it's
All
at.
right. Let me see what I can do here. These old bones could talk, they'd say we came from Waco, Texas. It was a different time, different kind of game. Cadillac green Marbolette that aged slightly yellowed, and the boxes torn and tattered, but the memories still remain. Hickory smoke above and an old dog on the floor. Piece of chalk on a black slate tabletop for keeping score. Old friends, the stories of the places and the ones they love. Oh, the secrets they'd unlock if these old bones could talk. First time these bones left their box, a young boy built a castle, set 'em up and knocked 'em down just to watch the kingdom fall. First time that the boy left home, he took those same bones with him when he went to fight for freedom on the day his country called. Halfway around the world with dominoes stored in his gear, he knew a game of 42 with friends could wash away the fear and bring back old friends and stories of the places and the ones they love, oh, the secrets they'd unlock if these old bones could talk. Next to a picture full of uniforms in the center of a mansion, the young boy asked his father, "Daddy, what's inside this box?" He said, "Now these are dominoes, my son, and it's time for you to have them. Feel free to build a castle with your brand new building blocks. There may not be instructions that can tell you how to play, but if these old bones could talk, I can tell you what they'd say about old friends and stories of the places and the ones they love, oh, the secrets they'd unlock if these old bones could talk." They talk about old friends and stories of the places and the ones they love, oh, the secrets they'd unlock if these old bones could talk. These old bones could talk, they'd say we came from Waco, Texas. Though the players may be different, the game remains the same.
Matt Hillyer live in studio this morning.
Thank you.
Tonight, Country Jam Radio Show. It's a very special Country Jam Radio.
A very special edition of Country Jam Radio.
Be sure to get on out there. It's for a great cause tonight.
Yeah.
7 to 9, Love and Warren, Texas, Plano. Thanks so much for coming in and telling us all about it.
Oh yeah, well I appreciate it, and like I said, it's really just this whole Texas music scene has really just felt like a family ever since we started being involved with it. And she was one of those gals who really pushed it along in the beginning when radio was just really trying to catch on to what we all have been up to. And now, thanks to folks like her and folks like you who've been keeping it going for all these years, and of course the people and the fans of the music who've been keeping it going, you know, that's who we're talking about here. She's a part of our Texas music family, so we're happy to help. It's the least we can do.
Yeah, give back.
And thank you for letting me talk about it. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Above all else, it's going to be a heck of a time.
Absolutely.
All right.
Matt Hillyer tonight, Country Jam Radio, 7 to 9, right here on 95.3 The Range.
Woo! Chuck Taylor. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Chuck Taylor.